E4. This was the darkest, dirtiest, dustiest, worst pod I've ever been in. This was AdSeg in Vista County, and there was some tripped out characters in here. I actually was in there for a riot that happened in Upper West pod. This was the high power pod at this facility. There was a riot. They split the white boys up. We rioted with the Southsiders, and they split the white boys up. They sent me to they sent me to E4. They sent the other white boys to different AdSeg modules. But anyways, E4 was just plain tripped out. I roll up in there, and everyone's like, hey, you know who's in here? I'm like, because there's about 3 GP guys in there. Trips from TCF, and then Caven from Lakeside Gangsters, and then me. And so I roll in, I talk to the white boys in there that are down, and these are solid dudes. But anyways, they're like, you know who's in here? And I'm like, what? Well, who? And they're like straight up, Michael Malil, the Indian guy from the 40-Year-Old Virgin. So the movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, the Indian guy in the electronics store, not the real old one, but the middle-aged one, had stabbed his chick 22 times and was looking at a life sentence in Vista in San Diego County. But we were at Vista Jail, Vista Courthouse. And he ended up getting the life sentence, but they overturned it later. This is what people don't get. They're like, hey, Wes, people write me all the time. They're like, hey, Wes, so I had a strap on me. I blasted this fool in his knee, and then I had some dope on me. What's going to happen to me? I'm like, dude, that don't even matter. Like, everything's a factor. The judge, the prosecutor, the current politics, the conviction rate, like, everything's playing a factor. Like, you can never, ever judge 2 different cases. I know someone who will get an attempted murder and get life for it. Then I know someone who will smoke 3 people and get 12 years. So this is a difference. Like, you can never compare 2 cases. It's just the luck of the draw. Like, depending on how they want to burn you, they'll burn you. If they want to hook you up, they'll hook you up. But anyways, there were some tripped out characters in here. I go to the homie Trips from TCF. I go to the homie Caven from Lakeside Gangsters. I'm like, what's up? Who else is in here? Because these are PCs and shit. And they had been in there a minute, so they just caught wind. Like, we don't talk to PCs. We don't acknowledge them. We don't talk to them. There's nothing said to them. If they come up to your window, they're knocking on your window. You don't even fucking salute. You don't even, like, signal back to them. You don't even tell them to get the fuck out of here. You don't flip them off. You don't do nothing like that. You give them, pay them, no mind. They don't exist until you can stab them, until you can take off on them. That's how we deal with PCs in my county, in the pen, as a GP inmate in Cali prison. So anyways, the homie Caven, he goes, hey, guess who else is in here? I'm like, who? He's like that fool Red from NLR. And so NLR is the Nazi lowriders, otherwise known as the Ride. And so Red has I can see him walking around in the pod, you know. He's got a swastika in the middle of his forehead, and he's got a NLR on his back. NLR, like in sign language, on his back. And NLR's not good. They're in the back because they're no longer able to be GP because the brand, Aryan Brother, took them off the line. They ain't GP no more. They're no longer. They're green lighted. They're done. So anyways, this is 2 individuals that were just a trip to be in the pod with. So Shelly Malil from the 40-Year-Old Virgin, who got a life sentence, and then Red from NLR, which was a high-ranking NLR dude from Dago that everybody knew about. And these cats had since rolled it up, but you'll see them in passing because they're PCs, but they're in the back. And when you go to the back, you see PCs, you see people, and this is just how it is. In county jail, if you go to the back, or even in the pen, if you go to the back, if they haven't moved them out yet, they're going to be around you. You just never fuck with them. They're always going to try to fuck with you, but you don't fuck with them. That's just how it works. So another cat that was there was this kid who shot a cop in my area. So this kid who shot a cop in the area, he wasn't a PC, he was GP, but he asked for a shot. He asked for a shot of coffee. So someone's fished him a shot of coffee, and when he got that shot of coffee, he just starts wilding out in the cell. He was 17 and killed a cop. 17, killed a cop, got a life sentence. I think they gave him 2 life sentences or something. He killed a cop, straight up, killed him. Shot him and killed him. So, I mean, he had like 2 life sentences or life sentence or something. But anyways, this kid was 17 years old. He drank that shot of coffee. He starts wilding out in his cell, and he fucking hung himself. This was the only time that I had been around someone who actually killed themselves in a pen that way. Other times people killed themselves. I knew they killed themselves because they got black, and they got that black that was super good. Like, when people OD on black, and everyone knows it's really good, everybody wants that shit. They're like, oh, is that the one that killed so-and-so? Fucking shoot that shit. So then they get that black, and they'll just do a fucking mad issue, a big-ass issue, and they'll fucking try to kill themselves. That's the only way I've seen people kill themselves, by ODing on purpose. I knew they did it on purpose. Other people would act like it wasn't, but we knew what was up. But anyways, this was the only time I saw someone actually hang themselves. And it was some fucked up shit. This pod was fucked up, but county jail's fucked up. Why is county jail more fucked up than the pen in this aspect? Because people just got busted. They're in a highly sensitive emotional state. They think their life's over. Most of them have never been to the pen. So they're getting told these stories. Motherfucker, you're going to have to stab someone. Motherfucker, you're going to put in work, this and that. And fools crack. They crack tough as fuck. Fools bitch up. They'll piece you up right there at the gate. Fools will fucking just straight kill themselves. Like this kid, he knew he had 2 life sentences. He was just a 17-year-old lost kid. So he killed himself. But fools will straight OD. They'll find some dope. And they'll take way too damn much. I mean, this is just a reality of how fucking just being in the hole in county jail and fools are looking at mad time. That shit's fucking just straight up pain. I'm sitting there fighting a massive case, sitting there on 23-hour day lockdown, and all I can think about is I'm getting that trash bag out of the trash can every time I come out. I get that trash bag, I make sure I made myself a water bag, and I just start banging. And I never took a day off. I just saw the future. So the best thing you can do when you're facing some pain is work on what you can. Don't sit there and focus on what you can't. Get yourself in that positive mindset from a workout, and you'll see how it's going to end up good. This is the only way I made it through my time. Is how else could you see such a grand vision at the end of a fucking dark-ass tunnel 10 years later? I just stayed focused on what I could do every day to build that individual. And I never stopped, not from that moment. Just went hard every day. And what I went hard for wasn't to look all buff or be this certain way. It was to get me through my day. I needed that positive mindset to just say, hey, I made it through today. I can make it through tomorrow. If I can make it 2 days, I can make it 4,000. And I just kept grinding. And that's the fucking secret, is to just never give up. If you never give up in the hardest of times, people believe in a higher power. People believe in something greater than themselves. But yet they don't believe they're rewarded when times are stacked against them. I always feel like if times are super tough, if the adversity is thick, it's the worst situation ever, and you still hold tough, I feel like you're rewarded tenfold. And I believe this is what's happening. So when you're faced with the most adversity you've ever faced, the hardest of times, just know when you face that shit like a real motherfucker, you're going to be rewarded tenfold. So I'm sitting back there with Caven Fan from Lakeside Gangsters. I'm sitting back there with Trips from TCF. And we got a little bit of weed. We got some batteries. We got some weed. We're smoking. We're trying to just get through this stupid ass fucking whole time. So I had like 180 days in the hole from the shit. And then I kept wiling out on the staff. So the fucking, they kept stealing my water bag. And I told the captain, I said, motherfucker, you keep taking my fucking bag. I'm just back here working out. Leave me the motherfucker alone. I'm looking at 25 right now. Just don't fucking agitate me. It's a motherfucking water bag. And most COs, they would be cool about that shit. But this was some captain. He had a stick up his ass. He was just wanting to be a dick to a motherfucker. He was flexing for the other motherfucking new booties. The new booty officers, he was flexing for them like, hey, I'm going to take Watson's bag and shit. They knew what they were doing. They were trying to agitate me. They got to me one time. And then what they do, they stuck me in the BMU, the behavior modification unit, the fucking cell with the fucking straight fucking, just a bed in the floor with the window flap and the fucking light on 24/7. They stuck me over there for like 3 weeks. It didn't do shit. All I did was read the Bible cover to cover like 5 times. I really thought, this is crazy, this might piss some people off, but this is the reality of what it is. I really thought at that time of my life, I thought the Bible was, this is real. I thought the Bible was just so confusing that that's what its purpose was. To just, when you're going through hard times, to just read the most confusing thing in the world to where it just literally distracted you from all your pain. This is really what I thought. I was not the person back then that I am now. I was focused on like the stupidest shit. Literally, I was still focused on, I'm getting out. I'm going to go back to hustling. I thought I was going to beat this case. They don't got no shit on me. They're going to drop the charges. I'm going to beat this shit. I was still in some fucked up ass place. And I didn't know myself like I do now. I hadn't been through the pain to really I hadn't been through the adversity that introduced me to myself. When we know ourselves, we truly get to know everybody else. And that's why I always use the term universe. I don't use the term fucking Jesus or this or that. I have my own beliefs. And I don't like to push nobody away from my message. I feel like all our message is the same. It's all coming from the source, whoever your God is, whoever makes you decide to be better. And everybody says a lot of my beliefs come from Buddhism, Stoicism, Christianity, and they do. I believe they all come from the same source, the universe. So until we just face ourselves, we face that motherfucker in the mirror and see our problems, we'll never be able to pull these answers in. And I know the source of all these answers is one emotion. The single emotion that opens the door to higher intelligence is gratitude. And when you work tirelessly for a vision that you have, that you're not even going to be able to put into play for 10 years, you will teach yourself a different form of gratitude. And that's why I teach long view, you guys. Everything you're working towards, work towards it and commit to it for life. If you want to be a better man, that's a commitment for life. If you want to pursue some certain career, that's a commitment for life. They say the genius equation is 40,000 man hours. So easily put, that's 5 days a week, 8-hour days, fucking for 8 to 10 years. So I mean, put the work in, focus on those base hits, stack those daily wins. Don't catch yourself in some weird ass pod with individuals like this. And if you do, stay focused on the grand vision.